Hi, my name is Bankole Williams. I'm the founder of Live Your Dreams Africa Foundation, a platform I set up to inspire Africans to live their lives intentionally towards the accomplishment of their dreams and their goals and their objectives. Primarily, I set it up because I wanted to solve the problems of unemployment and underemployment across Africa. I'm also a management consultant, so I run various corporate trainings for different organizations, across Africa. And I'm very, very, very passionate about what I do. Through talk and through my creative initiatives, I'm able to help people and organizations, fulfill their purpose and also achieve extraordinary results in alignment with the things that they really would love to see happen in their lives and also in the organizations. I strongly believe that purpose is the reason for which a thing is created. And it's that simple. The reason for which a thing is created. So when I think of purpose, I think of a manufacturer and I think of a product. And I think about the objective or the intention in the mind of the manufacturer for the product. It's like a car. For instance, the person who manufactured a Ferrari, the purpose at the mind of the manufacturer is for the Ferrari, to be on the road, to be able to accelerate, attract attention. It was created, to attract attention, but beyond that, it's a sports car, so it was created to be able to run fast and things like that. So when it is not fulfilling the objective at the mind of the manufacturer, then we say that that thing is not fulfilling purpose. So I do believe that we are all created by God. God created us for a primary reason, using the analogy of the manufacturer and the product. So God being the manufacturer and we are his products. The question is, when God created us, he created us primarily for specific reasons. So fulfilling the reason for which God created you is living your life on purpose. But what I notice happens with a lot of people is that they live their lives without taking into consideration what God has created them, to do. Now, when I think of purpose, I also think about the fact that, from the design of a product, you can tell the intention of the manufacturer for that particular thing. So when you look at a Ferrari, when you look at the sleek design, when you look at how low the car is, you can tell that it was created to be a sports car and it was created to attract the attention of people on the outside. So it's a luxury vehicle, but it's also a sports vehicle. So looking at the design, we can tell the intention at the back of the mind of the manufacturer. The same way, when we look at the design of individuals, we can tell the objective that God had at the back of his mind. Now, design doesn't necessarily mean external features. Sometimes it could mean external features. So, for instance, somebody who is tall, has an amazing body, could end up being a model by virtue of the design that externally the person has. But beyond that design is the gifts and the talents or the things that God has imputed within you. Now, God placed those things within you because by virtue of that design, so for instance, somebody who can talk and express themselves and articulate their thoughts well, right? By virtue of that design, that person can end up becoming an on-air personality, can end up doing the kind of thing that I do, can run trainings for corporate institutions or can be a motivational speaker, can be a coach, because by design, by the gift that God has deposited on that person, that gift is a vehicle through which the objective of God can be met in not just their lives but in the lives of the beneficiaries that are tied to that particular thing that they were created to do. So back to what I said, purpose is the reason for which a thing was created, and when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. So when you're not quite clear what your design is, when you're not quite clear what your talents, your gifts are, it is very likely that you find yourself doing something other than what you were created and wired to do. I remember one time a friend of mine told me about how he was driving on the road and he saw a Range Rover that had been converted to a towing vehicle, right? So this Range Rover literally had the hooks and everything, and it was towing another vehicle. And he looked at that thing and wondered to himself, the guys in Land Rover that manufactured that car, right? Did they foresee that? Did they see that at the back of their minds when they created that car, it wasn't created to be a truck. It wasn't created to be a towing vehicle. But when people don't clearly understand the reason for which they are created, they settle for anything. So it is important that everybody goes on a quest to find out, what is the design that God has given me, right? What are the gifts, talents, that God has deposited on my inside? What are the resources that I have in my possession that I can utilize, to impact the world and fulfill the mandate of God upon my life? So definitely everybody needs to clearly understand what purpose is so that they can live a fulfilled life. Be an effective balance between passion and profits, fulfilling purpose and generating income. There has to be that balance, right? God's greatest desire is for us to charge a fee doing that which you can do for free. I'll take that again. God's greatest desire is for us to be able to charge a fee doing that which you can do for free. Meaning that thing that God has deposited on your inside, He expects you to be able to convert it, to a skill, and that skill can become a business that you generate income from, right? So that's how God created us. He created us to have certain gifts. Those gifts are supposed to be converted to skill, and you're supposed to understand the business of your skill. So what I've noticed is some people are gifted, but they don't understand the business side of their gifting. So what happens is that they are passionate, but they're not profitable. And there has to be that effective balance. And the reason I do believe that is important is because in life, bills will come. The way the world is structured such that for almost anything that you require to exist in life, you have to exchange money to get that value. So, for instance, every day you have to eat. Nobody goes about and they just get free food. No, you have to pay for the food. So what does that mean? You must be financially equipped and capable to be able to take care of your bills. What I notice is that some people are so caught up with their purpose and with their passion, and they are not thinking of the business dimension of their passion, so that the business dimension can help generate income, and then they can earn money or make a profit. So there has to be that effective balance. One of the things I usually advise, particularly for young people who have started taking up responsibilities of catering to their needs, paying bills and things like that, it is important for you to make money. It is important for you to be profitable. Your passion is no respecter. Sorry, let me take that again. Your bills are no respecter of your passion. Hear me what I'm saying. Your bills are no respecter of your passion, right? Whilst you're passionate about certain things, your bills will come at specific times and you have to cater to them. So what does that mean? It means that you have to find a means to ensure that you attend to your bills, or you find out how your gift can be converted into a business that can generate income for you. And that is important. Now, when it comes to generating income from your gifts, you have to be able to look at whether that thing is something that would require an extended period of time to convert to money or a short period of time, right? Look at your bills. Your bills, a lot of your bills are short-term bills. But sometimes with certain giftings or certain talents, it requires extension of time. It requires a long period of time for it to convert to money. So that means that particular gift may not be able to cater to your needs. So you could have a side hustle. You could have something on the side that quickly generates into funding or into funds that you can use to attend to those bills. Whilst you're generating income from that particular thing, you can then also be chasing your purpose, and ultimately on the long run, it's going to pay off. So there has to be that effective balance. Being just blindsided to opportunities to make money and then focused only on purpose, right, that requires the long term to generate income when the bills are short term, right, can lead to frustration. Let me tell you, the presence of purpose and passion without money can lead to frustration. And trust me, that's not something you want. So think about all that I've said. Find the effective balance between your passion or your purpose and your profit, and then you're going to find fulfillment. about my life, I think about the measure of fulfillment and joy that I experience. And I think about the moments that have created the joy and fulfillment that I presently experience. The truth is, the moments that have created the joy and fulfillment are moments when I was in the center of purpose, when I knew that I was doing what it was that I was created and wired for. Every time, for instance, when I train, I stand before people to speak, my corporate clients or individuals, and I look at their faces and I can see that my words are literally pivotal. My words are the tipping point. They are the things that the people need to hear to provoke whatever changes that they want to see happen in their lives, right? In that moment, when I see that feeling of satisfaction, when I see that somebody's about to veer off, a path that could have led to destruction, the amount of joy that comes from that experience, trust me, no amount of money, right, can ever really, pay for such an experience. The point here is living at the center of God's will, living out the mandate of the manufacturer can create all the joy, all the fulfillment that you require. But here's where you have to find an effective balance. You have to think of how you can convert your purpose into a skill that can generate income for you, right? You can have the best of both worlds. You can have the best of profits, but you can also have the best of purpose. The problem is most people are focused on profit at the expense of purpose, and when they eventually generate the profits, the joy and the fulfillment that they desire, they don't experience it. It's almost like getting to the summit of a mountain and wondering, okay, is that it? I'm up here now, and there's no joy that comes with it. The joy comes from doing what it is that you're created to do, what it is that God has assigned and called you to do. And trust me, you want to find that balance. And when you do, trust me, you're going to send me a thank you note. Thank you.